at 20. And at 22, you decide that, nope, I want to be an engineer. And 23, you wake up again and say, no, Dad, I want to be a comedian. Of course, parents will be like, is something wrong, with you? But it's that stage where, we explore. It's that stage of our lives, the season of our lives where we explore. An inspector came to my house on Friday, and, we got talking, and when he was going, I was like, oh, how's the family and all that? Oh, you have 4 kids. And all these Oyimbos, when they hear you have 4 kids, I don't think I've ever met anyone, except maybe those who have 4 or 5 or 6 kids, who have broken the scale. I'm like, oh, you have 4 kids. Oh, wow, I have 2, so I can imagine, what it's like in your home and all that. So we just kind of got talking. So he said I think his younger son, was the most brilliant of his 2 children. It was the most brilliant. He was doing really good. He started flying at age 17. By 17, he had his pilot's license, to fly all these Cessna planes and all that by 17. So he and his wife had high hopes for this boy that, this one he has already known what he wants to do. And then he got into University of Windsor and got scholarship through his aviation, wanted to study aviation. But because he had already had a lot of wins as, getting into flying early and all that, they gave him a full scholarship all through University of Windsor. And the man said, and the guy started, and second year, it just came to them that he has enlisted in Canadian Army. That is going to join the army. So I was like, okay, how did you react? It was like, man, I was like, you didn't know what to say. How do you respond to that? Because he's been going in this direction, and it seems like all that is set. No, this guy knows what he wants to do. And suddenly just came and said, oh, Dad, Mom, I don't want you to get mad. I know you always support me. Those pour water in the front so they can step on cold ground, And he said, I enlisted in the army. I'm deploying, or I'm going for something like next week. And he said he's been in, I can't remember the country, one country in Europe that has been there for about 2 or 3 years now. So I wonder, how do you go from having scholarship? You know how much university is in this country? Full ride scholarship for the entire what's it called. I just said no, that it doesn't feel like, it's his passion anymore. So I thought when he was speaking to me that naturally the guy, what arm of the army, or do you think he would join? Thank you, Air Force. No, he said he was not doing Air Force. He went to join infantry. Yeah. And I was like, no, that's his passion right now. That's what he wants to do. That's what he wants to pursue and all that. And when I got to Canada, I started learning of something that they said gap, that, people take gap year or something. They want to discover themselves. Maybe at 20, 21, 22, they want to travel the world and all that. And I was like, okay, yeah, it's all good, but you've already in university already. Now want to take 1 year off to go and discover yourself. Can't you discover yourself while you are reading this book? Until I met a Nigerian family that had actually done that. And, the lady, she finished university, took the gap year, came back. She finished university, did really well, worked for a while, and then just quit. Now she does, all this content and traveling and all that. That was where she found a passion and a purpose. So that stage, it's an early stage where we are allowed to experiment. But at 60, it's hard for you to say, I want to leave all this, or 55, I want to leave all this, I want to go and start afresh. In some situations, yes. But that may not be the optimal season to do that. If you want to learn a new skill, you want to improve yourself, all good. If you want to maybe advance your skills in a way that, maybe earn more income for less work, that is excellent. But at 20s, that is the time where we are allowed to take those risks. It's the season of exploration. It's the season of risks. And if, we are caged into not exploring, those desires, sometimes it has a late effect on us. For example, I studied agricultural economics. Yes, I was trying to remember. I studied agricultural economics for my first degree. I loved agric because I grew up in, my dad was a veterinary surgeon. We had like farms and all that. So I loved, oh my God, like I did. And I don't think I ever like complained about, let's go to the farm or we want to go do something in the farm. I loved it. And when it was time to pick what to study, yes, I wanted to study. Of course, I didn't want to read the book of vets. I didn't want to go into all that. But what was the closest to it? Animal breeding and genetics. But UNAP didn't give me animal breeding and genetics. I said, okay. They gave me animal production. But it didn't work out. I ended up studying. The way it works in your country now. I ended up studying agricultural economics. And while I was studying agricultural economics in my second year, one way or the other, I can't remember, I just stumbled across computers. And it was a struggle for me to finish school. If I was probably raised abroad, I probably would have come to my parents and be like, Dad, that conversation, Mom, I found my passion. I want to drop out. I want to go pick up a new, I want to go learn something. But because we were raised in Nigeria, that may have been a conversation that may have gone in another direction. Sure, understand? But what I did was I continued where I was. At the same time, I started, like learning and growing my passion on the side. By the time I finished and did my NYC and, was done with school, I don't think I remembered anything in the entire agricultural economics 5 years course I did. I couldn't have gone to work with that certificate because I didn't remember nothing. But every other thing I did, talk about computers, talk about gadgets, talk about things like that, it just naturally came. It just naturally flowed with me. And by the time I finished service and, okay, we're going to start working or something, I said, let's just start. I started a small business. And, it grew. And God helped me. It just kind of flowed naturally. So it's important for us, maybe those of us who are still in that range of 20s, 21, explore. If something is not working out, prayerfully seek God. Finish one first. Let's start earning income. We will now find, because money finances passion. And that's one of the things I realized in Canada. I've never been an office person. I've always been, business, my own kind of what's it called. But I couldn't do that passion when I got here. How would I have done it? There were like massive businesses doing what I wanted to do, who had been in this for years. So I had to pick up new skills, learn new skills, grow myself so I can be better positioned to then pursue my passion somewhere along the line. What is the next one? 30s, that is the stage of discovery and adventure. Some of us, we have not left this Windsor. The maximum that some of us have gone to is London. Please travel. Travel. Take some time. Travel. Do ride share. Go to Ottawa. Go to Niagara. Go to Limit. In fact, just go somewhere. In 1 year, let's discover something. Have adventure. Live life a little. God has given us these things to enjoy. My friends and I, Ashimolowo, and a couple of other young men in the house, we're always discussing this. Say, my brother, those who are coming here to come and do vacation, they're enjoying this country more than us. Because we are all about the what? The hustle, the work. I want to go another shift there. Before you know what's happening, you are 55, and you have not even explored anything in the country. So that season is a season where you're expected to have found a little bit